UVM's pre-college programs, and we're going to dive really deep into Summer Academy, which is back on campus this year at UVM starting on July 2nd. So let's dive in. We're going to try to use your time as wisely as possible. A couple logistics. We are recording this session. We will share the recording out to everyone who has RSVP'd. We'll try to get that out in about a week or so. And please ask lots of questions tonight. We really want to hear your questions. This should be an interactive presentation. And so please put those questions into the Q&A and we'll keep an eye on them and answer them throughout the presentation. So we're really happy to have you. My name is Nicole Lewillier-Fenton. I'm the Marketing and Content Director at UVM's Professional and Continuing Education, and we are the department that works very closely with our pre-college students. And the other gentleman joining me is Charlie. Charlie is the other person who works very closely with our pre-college students, advising through pre-college courses throughout the year and for Summer Academy. Charlie, thanks for being with us tonight.
Good evening. Yeah, great to be here.
Okay, so as I mentioned, we've got a full packed agenda. So we are going to talk about what is pre-college in general, just to make sure that people are aware of what do we mean by pre-college programs at UVM. Vermont Dual Enrollment, incredibly important program for Vermont students to take advantage of for courses here at the University of Vermont. We are going to show some courses for pre-college starting in the summer sessions. We have 3 sessions this summer. One starting in May, coming up here in a couple of weeks, one in June and one in July. We're going to take a look at a few of the hot courses that high school students are interested in. We also have new online pre-college courses offered this fall. So we're going to talk about that. Traditionally, pre-college courses over the academic year, like the fall semester and spring semester, have really been taken advantage on campus. But we now have some online courses for our high school students to take advantage of this fall, and we're super excited about that. But what does it all mean? You know, what does this mean on your journey to college? We have a video from our Director of Admissions, Mr. Moses Murphy, sharing what he sees about the impact and how he kind of interprets pre-college courses on college admissions. And then we're going to dive into Summer Academy because we are so excited to have it back on campus starting on July 2nd. And Charlie will walk us through the courses that are available, the amazing things that students are going to do in Burlington for those 2 weeks. And then we'll go over those logistics, tuition, application deadlines, and all the important information to get you signed up. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's start with an overview. Charlie, when someone says to you, what do you by pre-college? What are you talking about? Walk us through what is a pre-college program here at UVM?
Yeah, thanks, Nicole. So when we think about pre-college, we first go right to high schoolers. That's kind of the way we think about it. We think about students who are in high school, and we then think about kind of pre-college in 2 different ways. We think about pre-college courses, which are UVM courses, undergrad level, degree seeking level courses that high school students can enroll in. They can earn UVM credit in those courses throughout the 3 semesters here at the University of Vermont. And then we have our Summer Academy program, which is one of our pre-college programs. That Summer Academy program is just for high school students. It's not for UVM undergrads. And so those are kind of the 2 buckets we kind of categorize the pre-college programs under. Most students throughout the year, fall, spring, and summer, are going to take those pre-college courses. They're going to be with the UVM undergrads, earning UVM credit in all the different subjects you have, listed there: English, languages, math, science, and the arts. And those courses are going to be fully transferable, as mentioned there. And then in that summertime that you mentioned before, an amazing opportunity to earn credits with other high school students here in the Summer Academy program on campus and online.
Awesome. And we'll dive a little bit deeper into some of those online courses for the fall too, for pre-college, because that's super exciting. So this is a question that you get a lot, and we talk about, well, why? There's certainly AP courses that high school students take, absolutely. And we're certainly not discouraging that, but it's a different experience. And I had a student I was speaking with recently, and they said, I can take the AP class, the AP English or AP Biology, AP Calculus, but the experience that I'm getting in a college setting, sitting with my peers who are undergrads, engaging with the professor, understanding how the college system essentially works and what it feels like to be in a college class. That's one of the differences here. And so, Charlie, maybe touch upon some of the other benefits why pre-college courses are really great for high school students.
Yeah, so I mean it's that experience and exposure to learning at the college level. It's being able to engage in discussion boards or discussion groups with students who have entered as undergrads at University of Vermont. There's a real kind of cool link with faculty, whether it's building a network or just simply finding kind of like where the passion really lies at the college level. Faculty are a huge part in that, and high school students get to go to office hours and have all the benefits really of being a University of Vermont student. They're treated like a UVM student. So the same kind of on-campus benefits, the access to the library, access to the gym, access to the various kind of opportunities for community on UVM, those are available to the pre-college students as well. So there's a really kind of full spectrum opportunity here for students to engage with the University of Vermont and earn credits that are transferable while also having a college course experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the points there on kind of on that fourth arrow is helping decide a major. I think that's a really important piece that I hear a lot from students is they're exploring and they want to make sure that the major they're choosing is something they're really interested in, and they have that opportunity before they actually land on campus full time. So lots of really cool opportunities here at UVM. So dual enrollment. This is something that we feel like we should shout from the mountaintops. There's an opportunity here in Vermont for high school students to take. So for students or parents that are with us tonight, we want to make sure that you understand what the dual enrollment program is. And this is for Vermont students. If there's out-of-state students, we'll share with you some incredible savings that we have for courses for pre-college kids for outside of the state as well. But Charlie, what is the dual enrollment program and how do high school students and families take advantage?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the question. So, dual enrollment is it's technically a program that's run through the state agency of education, and so students who go to eligible schools, typically public schools, but homeschooled students and homestead students can absolutely take advantage of this. We've had them do this before. If they're juniors or seniors, they get access up to 2 college courses, and that's up to 3 or 4 credit courses, and most courses at UVM are 3 credits. There are a lot that are 4. That's the wide majority, and they can take those 2 courses tuition free. There's no tuition charged, and so it's an incredible opportunity for students to take these courses at essentially almost no cost. There's a $10 per credit comprehensive fee that we always like to mention because it can kind of get lost in the mix of signing up, but the voucher covers that tuition, and it's an incredible opportunity. Students can do this again when they're juniors or seniors. They have to be a rising junior past that point out of the sophomore year, and then they have to still technically be a senior to do it. But that's a huge window of opportunity for students to take advantage of this. It's different from early college. It's not the same thing, and we're always happy to answer any questions about it. And like it says there, got to start with the guidance counselor. They're the best resource to begin the process, and then we are there to take it the rest of the way.
Awesome. Yes. And so I hear a lot from students that they get in pretty early in the fall semester or when they're looking towards the spring semester to their counselor's office to find out and make sure they get the vouchers and what courses they want to take. So thinking of that timeline as well, I wanted to put this slide up, and it extends out into the spring session, which is January, really the spring session for pre-college courses as well. Just giving parents and students an idea of when you want to be looking for those vouchers, when you want to be asking for the vouchers, when you want to be applying to our programs, and really when those start dates are. So just keep, make note of that. We still have for the summer session, again, I mentioned at the beginning, May, June, and July, we still can take applications and registrations for courses starting. And I know May might be a little tricky for some folks because it might be still in school. So we have a lot of courses in June and a lot of courses in July for high school students as well. And Charlie really is on the other end receiving those questions if you have questions about any of those dates. So I want to share this quick video. As I had mentioned a little bit earlier, what does this matter, as you're thinking about your college career? And we have a video from Moses Murphy, who is the director of admissions at UVM. And he talks about the impact that a pre-college course, summer academy or pre-college course throughout the year can have on admissions. So let's take a listen to this.
There's not a magic formula that spits out a decision or some GPA cutoff or something like that. I mean, we're really looking at all the components of a student's application and considering their candidacy and trying to determine fit and academic preparedness and things of that nature. And when it comes to students who take, college coursework or engage in pre-college courses, I think first and foremost, what it speaks to is academic rigor. So, obviously one of the things we're trying to evaluate is the strength of a student's schedule, not just how they've performed. And so when you see a high school student who's taken and in particular obviously succeeded in a college level course, I think that speaks to their academic preparedness and their likelihood to to succeed and persist and graduate on time and just to find in general academic success.
So I think that's a good summary. It shows initiative, right, Charlie? And I think about some of the students that you work with that really are just excelling in their high school career and looking forward to college. What are some of the reasons that you hear students are engaging in pre-college courses?
Yes, I mean, one of them that comes up always is they've hit the ceiling in their high school for certain course levels. Like, they just have run out of calculus courses to take, or they've run out of certain math courses to take, or they've done the APs, but they're looking for that next level of rigor, that next level of learning, that next course. And that's a really big one I hear a lot. And I also see students just take 3 to 4 courses and they're just knocking out credits way ahead of time. It's going to shorten their time as an undergrad. They're getting these highly transferable University of Vermont credits, whether they come here or somewhere else, that are full UVM credits to essentially shorten their time that it takes to earn that undergraduate degree. And some just like to do it because they have a voucher or they love to learn and it's a topic that fascinates them and they want to do it as a major. There's so many different reasons I hear, and it's just really amazing that there are so many different opportunities and types of courses open to pre-college students.
Yeah, it's really an unbelievable opportunity. The other thing I hear a lot, and I'd love to hear in the Q&A, from anybody joining us tonight as to why you're interested or why your student's interested. Something else that I hear a lot, and I bet you do, Charlie, is there's not as many courses I'm interested in high school. There's so many other things to take at UVM that I'm so interested in. And it's, it's kind of like the world is your oyster when you're starting to look at courses at UVM versus some of the courses that you might have in high school. So here's an example on this slide. This is in no way comprehensive of all the courses that we have this summer, but these are the courses most often we see high school students interested in. And there's a few coming up here in May. Climate change, macroeconomics in June, American political system in July, drawing in July. So just a variety of things that students can take. And I think that's also what appeals to high school students a lot as well. Looking forward to the fall. So this is really exciting because traditionally pre-college kids have come on campus in the fall and in the spring, which is an amazing experience. So certainly recommend that. But for students who are outside of Vermont or outside of Chittenden County and driving into campus isn't as convenient, we are starting to unveil new online courses for pre-college students this fall. And fall registration is open. So Charlie, they can access these courses now.
Absolutely. Yeah. The application for fall 2023 classes wide open. The application for vouchers is open as well. And I'll just note one more thing too, is especially for the student interested in the University of Vermont, these courses that are open to them, a lot of them knock out those general education requirements ahead of time. Those kind of sustainability, diversity type courses, quantitative reasoning courses that are part of the general Catamount core curriculum that'll be launching this fall. Those are really great options for students because they not only earn those UVM credits, but they're really knocking out an important part of the degree even before they're here.
Yeah, so great. Such a cool opportunity. Wish I had it when I was in high school. So the other super cool opportunity is Summer Academy. So back on campus, it's been a couple of years since we've had this opportunity. So we're really excited to see high school students back on UVM campus. for 2 weeks this summer in July, starting on July 2nd. So the students move in on the 2nd, they go to classes on the 3rd, and then they have a ton of fun, which we'll talk about in a minute, on July 4th. And then they come right back into classes on the 5th and carry through to the following week. And then they finish the last 2 weeks online. And so it's a 4-week program with the first 2 weeks on campus and then the last 2 weeks online. And Charlie, I know you're answering a question. Julia, we'll get to that question in just a minute. And the short answer is yes, Julia, we absolutely will share the slides. But let's talk about Summer Academy, Charlie. Different experience. As you mentioned in the beginning, cohort is only high school kids. But what are people saying? What are people asking? What are people getting excited about this year for Summer Academy?
Yeah, so the big thing that you mentioned is that return to being 2 weeks on campus. That was something that we were not able to offer starting in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and weren't able to do it in 2021 or 2022. So we're going back to the way we were able to offer it in 2019, 2018, but a lot has changed and made it even better than before. There are new residential halls on campus. Yeah. The students would stay right in the center of campus at the newest and most kind of advanced residential halls. They will be able to, walk around campus, see what campus is like, engage in person with Larner College of Medicine faculty and other faculty. And that's been the big one, the return to campus, the being on campus, and the engaging like with other students in person. And here, as you've listed and put up, it's there's just a ton of perks and benefits to doing that on campus living, the campus activities and off-campus activities that students will get to participate in. Room and board, that's all part of it. It's a true kind of college experience in Burlington, which is an amazing college town in the summer. Doesn't get much better than that.
No, and honestly, July 4th and July 3rd, Burlington does fireworks festivities on the evening of the 3rd, and then there's all kinds of fun stuff that happens on the 4th as well. If you have not experienced, if you or your child has not experienced Burlington around the 4th, Jazz Festival just finishing up from June. There's music. It's just an incredible time to be in Burlington, and students will be in small groups. They will have advisors. They will have residential advisors, very similar to the college experience. They will be safe, and they will have a ton of fun in Burlington this summer. So we highly recommend exploring more about the activities on our website too. But in addition to the fun, there's some awesome learning happening. So here are the courses that we have for Summer Academy this summer. And Charlie has mentioned a couple of times, Larner College of Medicine, the biomedical human science and human disease, health and medicine, intro to neuroscience. These often interact with our Larner College of Medicine faculty and are taught by some of the faculty as well. So what an amazing experience if you or your child is interested in a career in medicine, a pre-health major or minor. This is an opportunity to get into that and to earn some credits and really understand what it's like to engage in a career in medicine. And then 2 new courses that we have this year, as well as Writing the Real World with a Creative Lens, and then Intro to Agroecology and Community Engagement. And we're going to share more about agroecology in some follow-up information to everybody who has RSVP'd tonight. But Charlie, what are you hearing, and what are you thinking about students are sharing related to the course set for the summer?
Yeah, so I mean, it's excitement. I think two of the courses we've offered before, the health and medicine, biomedical science and human disease courses, again, those have those Larner College of Medicine faculty. They've been really popular courses on campus because students aren't just at the UVM kind of main campus, but they're over at Larner as well, which is an incredible medical school. Our introductory neuroscience course, amazing faculty. As it says there, that one is actually only online this summer. There won't be that 2 weeks in person, but still an incredible opportunity to learn about neuroscience from some really awesome faculty. And there's just a lot of excitement around these. The English course, we've offered different ones, and they've all been really well attended and really received a lot of good feedback about them. There's just great faculty at the University of Vermont, and the ones who engage in Summer Academy really do it from a place of loving and loving the topic and the passion for the topics that they're teaching. And we always hear that every year, whether it's been on campus or not. And it's going to be exciting to see how these do on campus. And and online.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So let's hear from a student. This is from May. She was a senior at Burlington High School last year, and she took several pre-college courses, and she wanted to share, how do you do that? You know, if you're a parent or a student with us and you haven't signed up for a pre-college course yet, May will walk us through that process. So let's take a listen.
First, I started early because guidance gets overwhelmed very quickly in the beginning of the year with schedule changes. So I contacted Miss Bradley about which class I wanted to take and the times of day that they were offered. And there were 3 slots, and I also you then have to make sure it fits with your schedule. You can see what you can move around, and that's what I did. I had a meeting and I was like, okay, so I want to take these classes, but I also want to take Russian at this time. And you can move around classes to different times of the day if they happen twice, and that's what I did. And then from there you fill out the voucher first, and then you sign up on the UVM registration link.
She makes it sound so simple, doesn't she?
Yes,
just move
absolutely.
some things around, pick your courses, get the voucher, you're good to go. It really can be that simple. The voucher process can be a little bit complicated, but I think, you know, Charlie's here to help. We're absolutely here to help you through that process. So please do reach out if you have any questions as you embark on that process. So Summer Academy, let's talk about the pricing. And what you'll see here is some in-state pricing. We'll look at with dual enrollment on the top, and then without dual enrollment. So Charlie, just walk us through what we're seeing here and what is included in that program fee.
Absolutely. So the dual enrollment voucher, as we talked about earlier, covers tuition. So the tuition dollar there of the zero amount, that is because the voucher that's been approved and acquired through the Agency of Education is covering tuition. Vouchers do not cover course lab fees, program fees, supplies. The program fee, though, here for Summer Academy, it's going to be all the activities listed before, all the different stuff, the Spirit of Ethan Allen cruise, Metro Rock visits, room and board, all the meals, and all the kind of encompassing on-campus activities that are going to happen, you know, day in and day out for those 2 weeks. Those are going to make up the program fee. And if the student doesn't use a voucher, they still get a 50% discount on UVM tuition. That is always the case for pre-college, whether it's Summer Academy or whether it is a pre-college course with undergrads. The price is going to be 50% off around, you know, and whether that's in-state or out-of-state, it's a different number, but that is going to adjust based on the number of credits. And the Summer Academy courses in this case are 3 credits.
Right. Absolutely. Great. And then out of state, you're still able to take advantage of that 50% savings on tuition for the out-of-state tuition rate. So it's an amazing deal to get 3 credits and to live on campus. It's like the best summer camp experience ever. You have 2 weeks on campus and then 2 weeks back at home or wherever, you know, continue to travel and fulfill the course requirements, and then end up with 3 credits at the end of those 4 weeks. So let's talk about in-state commuter. So the one course that is online is the Intro to Neuroscience. So that would be considered the commuter pricing here. But then also, you know, let's also talk about what else do we mean by commuter, Charlie, because lots of folks in Chittenden County or close by would be considered that as well.
Absolutely. So if a student's a commuter student is not going to take advantage of the program fee, they are still absolutely welcome to be a UVM student for the 4 weeks that they're active in our system, and can still come to campus, learn, engage, hang out with their peers, access the campus the same way another student would be able to. They will not be able to take part in some of those weekend events or nighttime events, some of that other stuff that's going on with the students, unless, you know, they wanted to on their own and pay the cost for that separately. But typically it's a student who wants to get to campus, learn with the other students, engage with them academically, and then take advantage of what UVM offers any pre-college student, which is access to a variety of resources and opportunities, whether it's the library, the gym, or other things like that. So regardless, if the student's still attending the course, they're still going to be able to come to campus and engage with that academic rigor and earn credits just like any other student.
Yeah, awesome. Great. Thank you for that as well. And here's that out of state commuter pricing, which thinking of that intro to neuroscience. So if you're an out of state pre-college student and you're just interested in the intro to neuroscience, this would be the pricing here for you. Again, reflecting that 50% savings. So that's Summer Academy. Let's go back and look at pre-college as well. So again, those courses that are starting in May, in June, and July, some of the different courses that we listed earlier, and courses in the fall. As we mentioned, some of the courses that are on campus and are online for pre-college as well. So very similar to what Charlie was just explaining, but one obvious difference is there's no program fee because there's no dorms, there's no meals, there's no on-campus housing and all those amazing activities. Charlie, is there anything else here you wanted to touch on?
No, this is great. This is the cost. This is going to be fall, summer, spring. Thinking about those classes students might take during their high school academic year in the spring and the fall. They're still going to receive that 50% discount. And one thing to always keep in mind that we love to share is if a student is a senior and they graduate, within 2 months of graduation, they can take advantage of this 50% off rate. So if they're coming to UVM or they're going to plan to go to another school, but they want to get some college credits that summer before they start as an undergrad, no matter where they go, they can be a pre-college student and they can start in any 3 of our summer sessions and receive that 50% discount on credit tuition.
Yeah, an amazing opportunity to get some of those credits at a discounted rate before you hopefully come to UVM or make a different choice. Yeah, absolutely. So we get this question a lot, and I think we've touched on it quite a bit. So I think if there's any other confusion here, please do put it in the Q&A in the question. But I wanted to also pull up a quick poll. So I'm going to ask Eric on our team behind the scenes, who's helping us tonight, to pop up the poll question. So we've talked about pre-college courses starting in May, June, and July. We've talked about Summer Academy, which is the on-campus 2 weeks, and then finishing online with all kinds of cool activities here in Burlington, and then pre-college courses in the fall. What are you thinking? What of our participants here today are you thinking that it's, and maybe it's all of the above, which would be great too. What are you thinking? What are you leaning towards? What are you interested in? Really curious to see what you might be interested in. So we'll leave that poll up for a few minutes here. And then I'm going to zip over to really kind of our last section. What else do you need to know? What can we do to help? Encourage you to sign up for pre-college courses either coming up in May, June, and July, Summer Academy, or looking towards the fall. Happy to answer any questions that you may have this evening. We've got about 2 minutes left. And while we have that poll up, and if anyone's thinking of any questions, I'll Charlie, have you seen any particular like students that are coming in for Summer Academy? With the health and medicine courses, the 3 courses that are really in the medical field: Intro to Neuroscience, the Biomedical and Human Disease, and then Health and Medicine. Are they students that are thinking they might study health and they're thinking about medicine, or are they still exploring, or is that a little bit of both?
Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit of both. It's a great question. I mean, some of the students that we do have, we kind of are in touch with them a little bit beforehand, then we hear right afterward that this is definitely, this is something that was interesting them because of their interest in going to medical school or doing pre-med, pre-health type stuff as an undergrad. And some students have given us feedback like, yeah, that was really great, I loved it, but I think, that's just not really what I want to do now, but I'm glad I took it, learned a lot, earned college credits, and now I kind of have a better idea of something I may not as be interested in. Both things are really beneficial though, because it can kind of help a student gain some focus on the path that they want to pursue, take the pressure off a little bit of knowing from day one as an undergrad what it is that they should be doing and what they want to do, because there is a lot of pressure, from the college admissions process in high school into the undergrad kind of time at a university. There's just, students can find it at certain times, where do I turn, where do I go? And courses like this, when they're very specialized and they give you real full access to faculty, and a campus like UVM, a level 1 trauma center right nearby, they can really kind of refine your focus. And we definitely have heard from students who, yeah, this is what I want to do. I know this is my path, and I'm very interested. as well as students who say, this is something I've always kind of been interested in, and there haven't been a ton of real medical type science courses at my high school. There's
Right.
not going to be a lot, and this is a great opportunity to pursue something in that field.
Yeah, such a great point too. And thank you. I see we have some questions in there. And Elizabeth is asking, where can we find the full list? Charlie, do you want to pop in the link over to the summer and the pre-college pages? Another point to what Charlie was just talking about is the health and medicine courses. When I speak with students who have taken them, they often are coming in to take that course because they think they know what they want to do. I want to be a pediatrician. I want to be a primary care. They have a thought as to what they want to pursue. And what I have found is that these students take this health and medicine course and the whole world of medicine opens up to them. And then they start saying, okay, maybe I still want to be a pediatrician, but oh my God, anesthesiology was fascinating. Maybe I minor in that, or, maybe I move a little bit this direction. And so that's one of the things that's probably one of the coolest things about the health and medicine and these opportunities for summer academy for high school students is that somebody comes in with an idea of what they think they want to study, but it opens up the world of college, and all these different opportunities while you're still in high school. Okay, so we have the question there too, is some UVM swag for parents included in any of the programs? We have swag, so don't you worry. And one of the things that we do is you'll often find us at admitted student days. So if you have a child that's coming to UVM and they're coming and you come to the admitted student days, find our table because we're there and we have some amazing things for parents and for students. So reach out, keep in touch with us because we often do give giveaways of cool stuff on our social channels as well. So I think, yep, Eric, if you want to, there we go. Thank you. I was just going to say, let's take a look and see what people are interested in. So pre-college courses coming up in May, June, and July is the winner. So many great opportunities to choose from. So I'm so glad to see that. And then Summer Academy is really a unique experience for high school students. So if you're leaning that direction, I highly recommend you make an appointment, talk with Charlie, answer any questions that you may have, because it's an absolutely amazing experience to be on campus here at UVM in the summer. If there's no other questions, I think we're going to wrap up. Again, we'll share the recording. Thank you, Charlie, for answering all those amazing questions. We'll share the recording. We've got some really great information to share with everybody about the agroecology course. We just interviewed the professor. So he's really excited to share this opportunity for high school students this summer. Reach out, UVM. learn.uvm.edu/precollege is a great way to see everything. And we look forward to seeing you and your students this summer and this fall in our pre-college courses. Have a great evening. Take care.